Juan Soto's return to the Bronx was weird. I don't even know how else to explain this weekend between the Yankees and the Mets. A big series in regards to the whole Major League Baseball and how it's going to shape out in the next couple of years between Soto and the Yankees. But this weekend in general, going into it, Yankees, Mets, Subway Series, always a great series. And two of the best teams in Major League Baseball to start the year, the Mets look really, really good. The Yankees have been playing good without Soto. The Mets have been playing good with Soto. Even with Soto struggling, this team has looked good. And going into this weekend, there was a lot of hype. I mean, the Mets are claiming this is their town, that New York is their town now after stealing the Yankees' star stud this offseason, and it was an interesting weekend in that situation. You take Soto away from it, this is a great series, or like the Soto craziness, but when you add the Soto craziness in here, it was an insane weekend of baseball for me as a Yankees fan, for Mets fans, and for baseball fans in general. I think that Soto's return to the Bronx was what I thought was going to happened, in the sense that he got booed, he got yelled at, he didn't get anything thrown at him, thankfully, but he got hated. He's hated there. He will be hated there because of his decision to go to the crosstown rival, to take the $50 million that the Mets offered him more, and that's his decision. I disagree with it as a Yankees fan, being biased. I'm trying to look at this weekend non-biasedly, but I'm going to, because as a Yankees fan, it is nothing more than being biased in a series like this. But going into game one, Yankees clearly did not want to pitch to him. They avoided him. I thought the Yankees won that game pretty convincingly. But the Soto stuff was there, and you see the pregame smiles, and we've seen whether I'm a Yankees fan, so I kind of get like that Soto doesn't love it there stuff on my feed, but and you see him smiling with stuff, and then you see him with the Mets, and it is just weird. It is weird. That is how I explain it. It is just his like hat, tip of the hat to the fans. Maybe he thought he had to do it, but it just it all felt weird. It all felt weird. The Yankees fans turning their backs. I personally loved it. I get it was kind of corny, but I thought it was funny. Just how he turned their back on the fans. They turned their back on him. But honestly, Yankees, in my opinion, lost game two. I thought the Mets stole that game away from them. Left so many runners on the base pads. Little mistakes, fielding mistakes. I thought the pitching was very good from both teams and pretty much the whole series. I know the relievers for the Mets kind of struggled this series, but I thought that this was kind of like a playoff atmosphere for a May long weekend, or here in Canada, series. So I thought the Mets stole game two. I thought game three again, Yankees kind of did what they should have done the night before or the day before, and the Cody Bellinger grand slam, the Pete Alonso throw. I just think that this weekend as a whole, we start to see stuff come out on social media about how, he was, going to be mic'd up in the Sunday Night Baseball for ESPN, and then minutes before the game says, actually, I don't want to. Or he said he was going to talk to reporters, after he said hi to his family, he didn't go and talk to reporters. It was just the Friday Soto that was saying, I knew this was coming, I'm going to take it like a man, I know, blah, 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 blah. Kind of felt like he ran away Sunday and wasn't there to talk to reporters about how his weekend experience was or all of this. And I love Soto. I will love Soto. I cannot hate Soto for his decision. It was a 1-year rental. We knew the risks. I fell in love with the Soto player because his demeanor, his clutch ability, whether it was regular season, whether it was postseason, he was always there. And it just felt like this weekend he lost that swagger, that shuffle, that smile, that shake of the head when he got a pitch he knew was a ball. It just felt like it was missing, and whether he didn't want to show up his former team or whether he's just kind of losing that swagger now that the insurance of money is there, it is interesting. When you're handed the biggest contract in sports, you expect the swagger to stay that got you that money, but it just has felt he's just kind of, there's a play where he check swings it down down to DJ LeMahieu at second base. He makes a nice play, and he's jogging after a slow, like, check swing. It just feels weird. We know he's not the greatest fielder. I'm not saying he needs to be. In my opinion, he plays average enough defense that I would not be mad at Soto in right. I'm not, or left, or wherever he's playing for the Mets. But it just felt like his return, you were expecting, when is Soto going to hit the homer? When is he going to shut the fans up? When is he going to do that? And it just didn't happen. And that happens in baseball. Like, you can't expect it. We've seen it with Judge in the postseason, and I think Judge in the postseason struggles. I don't think he struggles as much as people make it out to be, but he struggles. Like, let's make that straight. He's not the same as the regular season. People expect him to hit like the regular season when it's different type of pitching, right? It's different type of pitching, situations, approach from Judge, all of that. It's different. But you expected Soto to do something, and it's hard on a baseball field to expect results. You expect results on a football field from Joe Burrow throwing the ball, from Mahomes in the clutch, whatever it is, right? But in baseball, it's a lot less on the player as much as it's on the defense behind the pitcher, or the pitcher, what he's throwing, and the approach and the mentality. I think that, in my opinion, the mental aspect of baseball got to Soto this weekend, but who really knows? I think this was not a good weekend for the Mets. I thought that this was not a scarier Mets team going into the weekend, because they still played good. This was a playoff atmosphere. Probably didn't have their best starters out there. We kind of did. So, like, this isn't Game 7. We might see them. The Yankees might see them in the World Series, and the Mets could sweep them. Who knows what looks like in September and October. It's a May series against a National League team for the Yankees, an American League team for the Mets. That means absolutely nothing apart from, crosstown rivals. That just means a little bit more. So, I don't know. I don't know what Soto's return really meant for Soto, how he took that, how the fans took that, whatever it was, but Soto feels like he's losing the swagger, in my opinion, as a biased Yankee fan who is still upset about it. But I still think that this series was a great series of baseball to watch, with good moments against good teams, and I'm excited to see that series in July at Citi Field. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this rant, this talk about baseball, we got so much more content about all sports in the future. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.